tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha My apologies for those little hiccups right there. Just was remembering to get it streaming on YouTube along with the webinar here. So that's what just happened there, and that little hiccup. But again, welcome for those of you who are just joining us, and you'll follow the service hopefully on the screen and be able to participate fully by looking at the prayers that are there. We are continuing now on page 422 with Elohai. We thank God for having implanted within us this pure soul that God created and shaped and breathed into us. Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Jehorahi created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life. You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life. Ata berata, ata yitzarta, ata nefaka. Nefakabi, ata berata, ata yitzarta, ata nefaka, nefakabi. You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life, and you created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life. Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Jehorahi, Continuing with the morning blessings, Nisim B'chol Yom. For awakening, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'seichli bina, lahavchin ben yom uvein laila. For vision, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. For the ability to stretch, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. For rising to the new day, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. for firm earth to stand upon. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roch haaretz al hamayim, for the gift of motion. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver, for clothing the body. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim, for renewed enthusiasm for life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten laya'ef koach, for reawakening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, המעביר שינה מעיני ותנומה מאף אפיי, for being in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שעשני בצלם Elohim, for being a free person. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שעשני ben chorim, for being a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani Yisrael, for purpose. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura, for harmony. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael Batifara. So there's always a debate while we're doing these services via Zoom from our homes to yours. Even though my background looks like I'm in the temple, I'm actually in my home, so only virtually there. But there's always a question of, and people feel differently. Do I rise? Do I not rise? You know, is it? Do I want to rise at home by myself? Do I not? Should I just rise in my heart? And in very typical Reformed tradition, we're going to let you do whatever you want to do. Because obviously we don't have to control it anyway, and we're not going to see it. But I'm going to, during those prayers that are usually standing prayers, I'm going to step off the screen so that if you want your visage to be that of an ark, you'll be able to kind of look directly at the Ark from Temple Beth-El, whether you are rising in your hearts or rising on your feet. So we're continuing now with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 451. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba, Yomad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayei chol v'yomei ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן הריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, ועולם לעולמי עולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר וירומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, נמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Lai, 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 lai. 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 I'd like to share with you a piece of poetry that is coming out, not yet published, in a new CCAR Haggadah that's being worked on, and was privileged to attend a session on the Connect 2020, the online CCR convention this year, that looked at some of the beautiful poetry sources that they're using in this soon-to-be published Haggadah from our movement, and thought that one of these would be an appropriate piece to share as we move into our praise of God, who is the source of creation, the source of life in our world, as we are in this season of Pesach and springtime. That even in the face of so much difficulty and indeed even way too much death, we can be grateful for the world we live in, for creation and for life itself. So please follow as I read lightly a slight shadow. The second half of the page. Lightly a slight shadow floats on the March snows. Look, the starling is making its swift flight. The horizon is pierced by its bill. A chick from the crack of eggshell thinness pecks its way. Another day, another day. The stream bursts through its carapace of ice, and the first thunder silence shatters the silence of fields. To their old nests birds return with a song. My land, I shall see thee. I will see thee yet. Let's read together in the beginning. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Continue on page 460 with the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha v'chol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Let's read together this piece from Rabbi Richard Levy from a Haggadah called "On Wings of Freedom." Before we sing Mi Chamocha together. As you brought Israel forth from the dark and narrow places of Mitzrayim, so every spring you bring forth green shoots of life from the dark earth. Yet for each sprig that breaks through the soil to turn green beneath the sun, there are so many that remain hidden in darkness. And so we wash the green in the salt water of all the tears that flow in those places, and in the salt water of the sea you split, as a reminder that one day tears shall only flow in joy. Mi Chamocha, page 466. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Chamocha nehda b'kodesh, Torati lo rosei pele, Torati lo rosei pele. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 Adonai Mo Le'olam Ba'en, Adonai Mo Le'olam We come to the tefillah, and again, I invite you to either rise in your hearts, rise on your feet, as you choose. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehillah. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. As we go into Gibburot, notice that we have shifted to Morid Hatal, now that we are in Pesach and into the summer liturgy. Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atarav Lahoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Nishenei Afar, Nichamocha Ba'al Gibburot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Ne'eman Natal HaChayot HaKol, Baruch Ata Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. And let's read together at the top of the page for Pesach, on page 473. Your might, O God, renews the earth. With dewdrops of light and blessing, let the earth be illumined and blessed. With dewdrops of joy and delight, let the earth rejoice and sing out. With dewdrops of life and well-being, let the earth be revived and improved. With dewdrops of redemption, let the earth be redeemed. Livracha v'lo liklala, for the blessing and not for curse. L'chaim v'lo lamavet, for life and not for death. L'sova v'lo l'razon, for abundance and not want. I'm going to invite you to now take some time for extended personal and private prayer. If you have your own Siddur, feel free to continue if you choose with the tefillah for the festival, or to use this time to find the prayers that are inward in your hearts. Perhaps to spend some time reflecting in this time when we feel so much want, so much that we don't have, that the country doesn't have, that our world doesn't have. We are so overwhelmed with what feels like a curse, what feels like so much illness and death, and is in fact. Perhaps we can take some time to look inward and find some gratitude. There is abundance in our lives. We do have the blessing of life. We have many other blessings that we do encounter each and every day. And so perhaps as we pray silently, we might think about our blessings, our lives, our abundance, our gratitudes. We'll be back together in a few minutes with Oseh Shalom on page 492.